So we're moving on to something called, oh, wait a second. Did I do this? How? Okay, we are still there. All right, okay, I'm gonna share for sure. Oh, it's not letting me. I'm still, I don't know about my silly internet. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna close some of these out. Sorry about all this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so daily mentor calls. So if you guys don't yet know about Elise Chedevy, she has this really cool, super basic, like a call a day for 50 days, kind of step-by-step how to build doTERRA as a business. Now, this may not sound interesting to you, but I want you to have the resources because some of you, you're in a space where you're thinking about it because you're sharing stuff about essential oils anyway. So I just want you to know there's resources for you. Okay, and when I, hang on a second. When I jump into her training, I'm able to access a whole bunch of different things. Like there's a lot of resources, there's all these calls that I can decide just to even listen to one, right? How do I'll tell you, like number 6 here is one of my favorites. Why do we give out samples of essential oils and then the sampling basics? Because I think before I didn't really know how to do this, and it was super, super helpful to have that like all spelled out to me. So, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a, whatchamacallit. Sorry, I'm trying to close the things that I don't need. So this one. Oh, the morphine blend. I was going to show you guys doing the last thing. Sorry. Okay. Yes, if you haven't tried the morphine balm, this is really great if you want to put that in a veggie cap and take 6 drops of marjoram. See, she's showing up everywhere. And Frank, too, and oregano. Very supportive for pain. I know that's from the last thing. But okay, so I'm going to close it out now so I can find what I need to find. I know, here it is. Okay, yeah, 6 weeks to lead. Okay, so if you are someone, let me stop here for a second. If you're someone that that is already kind of doing some things with essential oils anyway, you may feel like this is a little overkill because I'm going to be talking through how to like really go for it, like totally launch and like get there to the place that it's not just like covering the cost of your oils, but actually making an income. Now, I know sometimes around this time of craziness where we're all staying at home and there's a lot of fear in the air. I know a lot of people are sitting there thinking like, oh, I couldn't dare to start something new. I need to protect myself and not, I just need to go inward. And I would say many of you, if that's where you're at, let's get you on some lifelong vitality and let's help you move out of that place of fear because it's really, really not healthy and you're keeping so many blessings from the world by restricting. But even if sharing essential oils isn't your thing, we want you to be in a good place. So, but what I'm finding is that right now, I'm having people approach me. Last month was my best month yet. I know we've talked about compensation plan on different recordings. We have like 4 basic things that we're learning about getting started effectively, the compensation plan, teaching essential oil class. Again, it's super easy, like all the scripts are right there for you. You just kind of talk through it and just follow exactly what's written there from Elise Chedevy. And then today we're doing 6 weeks to elite. And that is when you decide, like, I want to go ahead and have that $1,000 a month, that $2,000 a month. I want to have that income come into me that I get to choose what I want to do with, that I get to choose how I want to change my life with that and make like a little shift. So if that's you, this is really more your speed because I'm going to show you. But I would go ahead and encourage those of you who are like, oh no, that's not me. I'm not into that kind of thing. Go ahead and listen to the end anyway. 2 reasons. 1, you might be surprised. And then number 2, well, here, I'll clarify that. You might be surprised how little there is to it. And especially when you do it with a super, like a servant's heart, as opposed to like pushy business, I don't know what even, like I can't even recall what I had like when I had that mindset. But Just believe me, it's not complicated. You don't have to be an aromatherapist. You don't have to have, like all this training in sales to be able to make some really nice income. And you just kind of have to be connected and to the right resources, and to have a great group of people who are cheering you on, like me, and or Marcella, or some of the other people. I think yeah, and we're going to be starting some pods. So if you have an interest in this after I do this, definitely connect with me or Marcella, and let us know that you want to be kind of plugged into some of the extra things that are going on. But the second reason that you should go ahead and listen in is because I like to reward people who are, you know, paying attention. And if you were coming to my home, I would be offering you guys some sort of delicious oil infused treat. And I'm often, when people are over here at my house when we're meeting in person, I get to give people little samples of something that they've really, really been wanting to try. Maybe you're like, marjoram. You keep talking about marjoram, you and Marge, all the blah blah blah, Marge, but maybe you've never tried it, and you'd like to go ahead and have a sample of that before you order it. I would like to give that to you. So when we get to the end, I'm going to ask you guys, and I forgot this last week and nobody reminded me, shame on y'all. Anyway, so at the end, I'm going to be asking you guys what sample you would like me to send to you. Now, if you already have a bunch of oils and you're kind of in the sharing stage, you might consider what to easily share with a good friend of yours who needs some oils. So like maybe you might ask for Deep Blue because your friend has some crazy shoulder pain and you feel like that might be something that would help them, and you want to be able to introduce them to doTERRA. So I would like to send you that Deep Blue for your friend. Or if it's something that you really need, like let's go ahead and get that for you. Okay, so stay to the end just to kind of hear what's going on. This is like my little tease, right, to keep you guys interested. Okay, so tell me, let me share my screen again. Tell me what you would prefer. Go ahead and let's mark this one with the foundation that's all falling apart. Go ahead and mark that A. And if you would prefer B over A, put that in the comments for me so that we can watch your attendance. So A, which is really, like, this looks like it would be a really cool place to live, right? It's got a ton of homes, whereas like this one, you can't fit people inside there, right? You can't actually live there. This has got like the bay windows. Looks like there was like maybe some garage underneath where like you park under and then go up to the top. So I feel like this really could have been awesome. But would you invest your money in this, or would you prefer B? Okay, so A or B. I'm gonna guess that you guys are putting B in the comments, but go ahead and put it there anyway, because I want to see, if everybody agrees, right? So the idea here is that we want a foundation that is starting off on the right foot. So you notice we have to dig down and lay the foundation and find out the things that are going to be really beneficial for us before we start building up. So you start like that so that you can build high. This is for people who want to go ahead and have like an actual income that they can be proud about. And the foundation, being the most important part of your business, is actually elite. You guys might have thought that to be big that you have to have like all this extra stuff, but turns out a lousy 3,000 OV is all you need, right? And that is the foundation to be able to get some big bucks. So when you're focusing on sharing with people, if you can reach that 300 points or 300 OV, like between you and the people who you've introduced to doTERRA, then you become elite. And when you have 3 elites on 3 separate legs, you become silver. So you just duplicate. You teach other people what you just learned about how to share enough essential oils to get to 3,000. And when you have that, you're going to get the average annual earning. Now, this is average. Some people are a little lower, a little higher, but in general, about 26,000 a year is what we're looking at for a silver rank. Now, platinum ends up having 3 silvers, so like you're increasing the amount of elites, but really all those people are doing is getting to elite and keeping the right structure And then look at these average earnings, right? We're already in the six figures here, so that's really great. Diamond, again, Diamond has 4 silvers, so those people are just having a bunch of elites under them. Even down to presidential diamonds, when you're looking at no, just kidding, 100, no, what is this? How do I say this? I forgot. This would be 300, no, lots of money. What do they call this? This it's not a million, is it? Is it a million? I'm gonna have to click into my thing here. What are we talking about? It is a million. Okay, all right, I was right before I even looked. Okay, yeah, everybody chose B. Oh, Tanisha says A. I'm so excited. Okay, let me see here. Oh no, I don't want to end the meeting. Oh, go back. Okay, wait, am I sharing? I don't think I pressed share again, did I? It is tricky here, you guys. Okay, so presidential diamond, to get 321,000 a year for the average earnings, just means that you have 54 elites. So to be presidential diamond, that's what you gotta do. So how fast can you make elite? Well, I have several elites on my team. You could ask them how long it took them. There's all different ways to go at whatever speed you're comfortable with. You know, if you have a bunch of kiddos or if you have another job, you might go a little slower. But if you really want to jumpstart, you can get to elite in 6 weeks with this particular building system. And then helping those builders become elite and teaching them to teach others to become elite. It's just this never-ending cycle of good things. It's so great. All right, so here's the basics of what we would do and what I have done, which works well. So we choose a week to start. We're going to make a list of 100 plus people. Now, maybe you want to go slower, maybe you want to go faster. 100 is a really good one. Maybe you'll have 200. Maybe you feel like you just want to start with like 20 or something. You're going to schedule your 4 classes in a week, and you're going to guarantee good attendance. This is a big part that we've actually covered in previous ones, which I'll tell you more about in a little bit. And then you're going to invite others to host future classes. So it's pretty easy. Like, it's 5 steps. So the first one we're doing is choosing the week to start. You do want to do at least 2 weeks away from now. So if you and I are going to start on Monday the 25th, then we wouldn't choose to do something until into June. And remember that there is a law of diminishing intent. We don't want to schedule this for like August, because by that time you probably aren't gonna be as excited about building because it's not new, and you've missed some of the momentum that I am starting off with. And so you won't have as much fun joining in later. So I think you should join now. All right, so then there's the whole attributes and motions that stay in motion. So you want to kind of get it started, at a good rate. Oh, so here's the idea: effectively or ineffectively. So I want to give you guys the tools to be able to do this in a super effective way. So remember when we looked at the Elise Chedevy education training, right? This one over here. So you can go to the printable Back to Basics workbook, and Marcella can put that in the chat for you, and you can access it, directly through here as well. It's one of these resources, right? These workbooks here. So it's very easy to get to. But on page 46, we're going to take a super fast look at the elite cycle. I'm going to try to kind of, make it fast. But it's really good. And then also on page 47, that's another good one, to be able to have the things broken up into prep week, week 1, week 2, week 3 to 6, to get 6 weeks to elite. So the ineffective way would be where you talk to 30 people, you invite 10 of them to class, only 3 people attend because you didn't do anything to guarantee their attendance. And just statistically, of the 3 people that attend, 1 of them would make an actual purchase, and that would statistically speaking, about a third of them will do that. So say that it was a Healthy Start kit, and that's about 100 OV, so you make $20. And if you have spent your time getting your kids out of the house and cleaning up your your house and your husband's taking them away and you have like all these snacks out and everything's super exciting, but you only have like one actual sale and you only made $20, you're going to feel super defeated and you're probably going to quit. And of that, the 0.25 is the percent that actually gets onto onto the loyalty rewards program. And that means they'll be ordering, you know, in the future. And so that's not really getting you much money either. And 0.15 of those are going to become a share or builder, which isn't even a full person. So the total volume from one class when you do it the ineffective way is 143 OV. That's a long way from the 3,000, isn't it? So that would take 104 classes to be able to build up to get anything, you know, going that was good. So we want to do it the effective way. And this way means that you're going to talk to 20 people, which is a little less, but you're going to be more focused about it. You're going to kind of choose who you want to have success with right there in the beginning. You're going to invite 10 people to come to the class. And because you've guaranteed by doing it, which we'll go over, what kind of things make people really want to come. So you have a much better turnout instead of only, you know, 3 out of 10 coming, you'll have a much higher rate of attendance. This goes even if it's online. Okay, and so in that case, you're going to have, even if people are only doing the Healthy Start kits, you have more people ready to buy because they had a good experience, right? That's the big key about why they even came to the class. That's why this is a larger jump than 10 to 3 versus 10 to 8, because we gave them a sample and let them have an actual experience that wows them, that they are really impressed with. So they come interested, and they already kind of have, you know, their husbands already said, don't you come back without that stuff that makes your, you know, headaches go away. You know, like you have the support of whatever you need. So that's going to make $120 with that. And then on average, you have, you know, people who are enrolling onto loyalty rewards, which means you're going to have more, you know, regular income that keeps going, and one becomes a share that brings your OV up also. So because we did these extra things in the beginning, the overall volume from that one class is 1,800. So in order to get to elite, you're just going to have 5 classes. So when you do it smart, when you do it effectively, you end up having much better results. So I think Alicia Devi says you can do it the effective way, or you can do it the harder way, or something like that. It's something about how there's more than one good way to do it, but the other ways are harder. So this would be launching someone to set them up for some real success. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this one. Go ahead and type in the chat for me while I'm going on to this next one, because we're talking about samples. If you remember what your first sample was, so most of you guys watching this video now did have an experience with something, and it may not have been actually, you know, before you came to the class. Some of you may have actually done it while you were at the class, but the best way is if you got something beforehand. But go ahead and put that in the comments what your experience was. Just tell me in like 2 or 3 words what your sample was that you had a positive experience with. Okay, so your step 2, this is for people going all out and deciding they want to definitely make an income. Get about 100 plus people on that list, and you can rate them based on these criteria. So if they're female, if they're age 30 to 55, if they have a financial need, if they're influential, if they're interested in natural things, if they're an entrepreneur, and if they have a supportive spouse, these would be the people that you would rate very high on, ones that you really want to reach out and connect with and make sure they have a super good experience, because these are the ones that you guys are going to want to eventually start teaching how to do the same things that you are doing, which is what I'm doing, is teaching you guys how to do the things that I'm doing, right? So this is the way to go ahead and build that income to get, you know, the extra support on a monthly basis, and more than just getting your oils paid for. So sample those on the list first, which have the highest potential, or sorry, the highest point total from the 7 characteristics of a success list. And here's a couple things which we talked about in other classes, but just, super simple. 1 sample per person, otherwise they get very overwhelmed. You start with 1 inexpensive sample per person. So if being able to try, say like Melaleuca for acne might be great. Now, Melaleuca might not be quite enough. Maybe they need the HD clear, but you started with a simple, inexpensive thing first and then kind of jump to the next, right? And that's giving an opportunity for them to see how committed you are to helping them achieve their goals, which is to be acne free. So it says sharing from the heart. I know sometimes when you look at this kind of stuff of like you rate the people based on the 7 criteria, it sounds like you're like really out for the hunt, right? But I want to just reiterate here, this is done with a servant spirit, and your goal is to really serve people here. And that's definitely the doTERRA culture, and it's the culture within our group here as well, for sure. Okay, so we're going to also give them a sample for just 1 health concern. So if they're telling you they have acne, plus they have headaches all the time, plus they have digestive issues, plus they have, well, number 1, you're pretty sure they're going to be on lifelong vitality if you can, show them the value of that. But just saying here, give them something that they can see, just pick only acne. Don't try to do the digestion and the stuff for toenail fungus and the, whatever. Okay, so those are the basics here. So step 3, we will schedule 4 classes in 1 week. I know that sounds kind of overwhelming, but as you can see here, it's really not that bad, because like you'll clean your house, or even online becomes even easier, right? You just kind of get your slides set up and or like get Marcella or I kind of ready, and to be able to execute for the people that you invite. And so you would do something like these 4, for example, where you have like a 12 to 1 class on a Thursday. It's like a lunchtime that many people can make, versus a 7 to 8 class in the evening when many people can make an evening class. So you might try Friday 7 to 8 or a Saturday morning. So these ones are like just some ideas about being able to have something that fits for pretty much everybody's schedule, right? Because most of us, if you have a friend who's interested in trying something, and you ask them to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to have 4 classes, you get to choose which one of these is going to work for them, right? Okay, so we want the 4 classes because it gives people options. It also guarantees us to have some success. Trying when the week is done, you can take a look at the success you feel from that. It also helps with placements, being able to kind of figure out, like how to help your structure and have more people to choose from. And then leaders, meaning you learn to teach a class within a week because you've watched me talk about essential oils for all these other ones. So you get to learn how to do it yourself. And that is a really big part of duplication. All right, so step 4, when you're guaranteeing good attendance, this is the deal. You get 5 contacts at least. So if you're talking about inviting those people, would be the first time you contact them to give them a free sample, would be 1. And then as you are following up with the sample delivery, so delivery is the second one. The third one is when I call this one follow-up. I would change this, but anyway. So the third contact would be when you're following up, because you're like, hey, okay, so this is what you can expect, and I'm going to call you in 2 days and see how it went. And only if they have a good experience, then you'll invite them. And the 4th contact would be a call 2 days before to make sure that they are totally set to attend whatever event. The 5th one is texting 2 hours before the presentation. So, but you actually add, so this is a minimum of 5, but say, like we said, that Melaleuca didn't actually work as well as they expected for acne, and they need the HD clear. So you may have to go back and deliver 1 more sample to them, and then they're seeing like, man, Amanda really cares about me. She drove all the way over here, or she mailed me this extra thing that I needed, and that was like really great. I want to do business with her. I want to I want to support her because she's really putting some really positive stuff out into our world, and that's when we need it the most, right? So that is showing, you know, your commitment to them and having even more experiences with you, and that guarantees good attendance also because they appreciate what you did. All right, so you're booking additional classes each week. So every time you do, like those 4 classes that we had, every time you're going to invite people to have. So these are the 4 classes during week 1, and then we're having another prep week because everybody who said like, "Hey, yeah, I want to tell my friends about this too. You're going to give free samples to my friends, and just because they're going to show up at a class, like, yeah, I can think of like 5 or 10 people. So you're going to use this as a prep week to give the samples to the people. And then week 3, you're going to have the 2 classes. And that's going to be, while you're doing that, you're also booking more classes from there, right? So that each week, you're going to continue having 2 classes. So at the end of 6 weeks, you have a really great amount of momentum and all the things for success. Now, we keep mentioning hosting classes. Like, how do you get people to want to host classes? Well, it turns out it's actually really, really easy. Everybody looks at these keychains and they're like, yeah, it's a lousy keychain. What's that worth? But it's all on how you present it. To be like, which of you has been in the front seat when your baby's crying in the back and you're pulling your hair out because they just won't calm down? And you know all they need is a nap, but you can't magically make them go to sleep unless you have this keychain and you pull out your little vial of lavender and you reach it back and you smear it on whichever part of the baby you can reach. And within 5 minutes, everything's calm and everybody's happy and the rest of your drive can go on. Right. So mention a story about some time that you've been able to use your keychain and, again, product of the products, what do you actually use them for? To be able to have this and say, look, you get to go home with one of these for free if you choose one of, and then show your calendar this day, or that day, and to gather your friends, to give them all a really good experience with some oils, and then tell them that you will load up their keychain with oils that they want. Maybe it's balanced, or maybe it's frankincense or digestant, whatever it is. You'll load it up for them, depending on how many people come to their class. And it's very exciting. Everybody enjoys it. Okay, so Elite in 6 weeks. You get a bunch of new team members, and you have all the training that is like important. It's already here for us. It's just accessing it. Get to learn some great fast start bonuses, and you're totally set up, and you're getting future classes, and it's just teaching other people to do what you did. So very, very simple. And I know probably some of you are like, that sounds like a lot. Like, you put it in 5 steps, but like, you can actually execute, it's a lot. Yeah, it's probably, this is a level for somebody who wants to really supplement or replace their income. So maybe it's not for you, but you could take a couple, whatchamacallit, take the meat, leave the bone, like whatever you're ready for in your space, like that's totally cool. All right, by the way, if you guys don't already know this, we do have regular classes that you can plug any of your people into. So every Wednesday at 8:15 at night, that's our night class. That is a standing one. You can always be sure that that's going on. And so feel free to invite to that, especially if you're nervous or if you only have, one person from work that you had given something to or something like that. We have that going on, and whether or not you see us advertise on Facebook, because we don't often do that, our goal is to not make it a big event that we're inviting a bunch of people to. This is for specifically for people who are brand new to this, and so you may not see it advertised. We're asking for you guys to connect either with me or Marcella or one of the other builders, maybe Melissa or Jasmine. That way you can get the link for that. So we don't advertise it, but it does go on every single time, and we're specifically wanting people who have already been sampled properly to do that. So if you have someone who hasn't hasn't been sampled, let's go ahead and have you connect, and we'll walk you through being able to do that. So it's Wednesday night at 8 p.m. or the second one happens around lunchtime. It's 1 p.m. on Thursday. So if either of those times don't work, we could set up something else, do a one-on-one Zoom or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read. Oh, yes. Okay, so wild orange was Chris's first sample. Peppermint was for Melissa. Renee got Breathe. Marie got wild orange. Yes, lemon, lavender, peppermint for Marcella. I remember that one clearly. And Roman chamomile was the first oil received with the diffuser back in 2007. Wow, nice. That's a really, really good one. Okay, fantastic. Thank you guys for sharing. All right. Now, the last thing we're going to do before we jump off is Renee, is Renee still here? Renee gets to have a diffuser. So here are your choices. I'm going to walk through real fast, and you can type in the comments. Congrats, Renee. Which one you want? So the 360 is awesome. I should put it in. So this one is has a very large reservoir. It can go up to 16 hours. So it's really nice in like the center of a large home. If your home is not super large, this might not be the one for you, but it's a really good one. It does have the lights that change color. That's kind of fun. You can make it stay on certain lights and has a dual directional mist. It goes intermittent as well. This one, the trellis, is really great for if you need something that won't like put water everywhere, you know, like it uses a pad instead of the water reservoir. So around electronics or things like that, or if you like, I think this is the one that Marie chose because she has cats that run around at night and she doesn't want them knocking stuff over. So, so that's another option. And then this one is a really fun, they call it the scent tracker. And this one's like the size of a Coke can. And what's cool about this is like you can totally bring it out with a USB plug out to your car or move it like really easily around the house. This one tends to run longer than you would think it goes. I mean, it says that it has a 6-hour run time, but I've put it on at night and woken up with it still running because the water reservoir doesn't dry up very fast. So I really like mine a lot. Has a couple lights in the front on the top. All right, so go ahead and tell me scent tracker, trellis, or 360, and we're actually going to be getting some new diffusers soon, so you guys can. Okay, so tracker. All right, yes, I like that one as well. All right, we'll be sending that to you in the mail. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and send me your address. You can just send it to enamoredwithnature@gmail.com, or if you and I are already friends on Facebook, you can just Facebook message me, whichever one's easiest for you. Okay, lastly, I want to, speaking of sending things to people, go ahead and type in the comments for me what you would like as your treat. I would like to send you a dram of something special. So type in the comments something that you would like to try, marjoram or aroma touch or I don't know, less like a while ago, petitgrain was a big one. Someone's talking about ylang ylang. I mean, just whatever you can come up with that you have been thinking about. Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'll like it, but I want to give it a try. Or like we were talking about, if you have a friend who needs something, I'd love to send you a sample for them if that's something that would serve you, to be able to have it like in a handy little thing to give to them as well. Just go ahead and type those in the comments. Let me know if there's any questions here. No, and it looks like we've lost a few people. That's probably because I've gone like a lot longer than I typically do. Sorry, guys. Okay.